Chelsea beat Manchester City in the final of the Champions League on May the 29th, 2021, as the West Londoners in their third showpiece final won their second Champions League and their first since becoming London's first European champions in 2012. Chelsea have enjoyed a fine record in the Champions League since their transformative takeover, with no Premier League side having ever reached the semi-finals on more occasions. Despite emerging as regular contenders in the latter stages since the turn of the century, their 2012 triumph came as a shock result as an understrength side upset the behemoth of Bayern Munich in their own backyard. Villas-Boas' sacking had seen Roberto Di Matteo take charge on an interim basis, the club's former midfielder leading his unfancied charges to club football's biggest prize with a shootout success against strong favourites Bayern at the Allianz Arena. Thomas Muller's 83rd minute goal looked to have won it for the Germans, only for Chelsea to snatch a late equaliser through Didier Drogba to force extra time and then penalties. Chelsea's success was all the more impressive given the absence of 4 players through suspension, including influential club captain John Terry. Here is a look back at the Chelsea side that were crowned European champions in 2011-12. Goalkeeper Petr Cech. Didier Drogba's heroics took most of the headlines in Munich, but there were few more influential performances than that of Petr Cech, who had one of his finest games in the Chelsea shirt on the big occasion. Undisputably one of the great players of the club's modern history, Cech was a pivotal figure in the final, making a string of saves including saving a penalty from former Chelsea winger Arjen Robben in extra time to keep the scores level. The former Czech Republic international then remarkably guessed the right way on every Bayern penalty in the ensuing shootout, saving from Ivica Olic and Bastian Schweinsteiger to help crown Chelsea Champions League winners. Right back, Jose BOSINGWA. Jose BOSINGWA spent 4 seasons with Chelsea and capped his final campaign with Champions League success, starting the final at right back given the suspension of Branislav Ivanovic. The former Portugal international made 125 appearances for the West Londoners in all competitions, though left following their 2012 triumph to sign for Queen's Park Rangers, and suffered the shame of Premier League relegation just a year after collecting a Champions League winners' medal. Centre-back, David Luiz. In the absence of John Terry, it was left to Brazilian David Luiz to lead the Chelsea backline against Bayern, with the defender having often mixed the sublime and the ridiculous throughout his career. Fortunately for the Blues, this is one of the defenders' more impressive showings in a smash-and-grab Champions League final win, their success built on disciplined and organised defending with Luiz at the heart of their triumph. Luiz spent 2 spells at Chelsea either side of a stint at Paris Saint-Germain, winning 6 major honours during his time at Stamford Bridge. Centre-back, Gary Cahill. Gary Cahill swapped an ultimately unsuccessful relegation battle with Bolton for the bright lights of the Champions League stage midway through the 2011-12 campaign, the winter window signing thrust into club football's biggest occasion against Bayern. Cahill stood strong in the face of relentless pressure from the Germans alongside Luiz, in a performance which typified his contribution to the Chelsea cause as the centre-back became one of the club's most decorated players before leaving for Crystal Palace in 2019. Left-back, Ashley Cole. No stranger to a fine performance when it mattered most, Ashley Cole was a standout performer as Chelsea overcame the odds to beat Bayern, the left-back up against the impressive Arjen Robben throughout the match. Cole was unable to get forward as he would have hoped, but stuck to his defensive task impressively, making a number of vital blocks in the second half and stepping up to convert his penalty in the shootout. Arguably the best left-back of his generation and a player who rarely disappointed amid the pressure of the biggest occasions. Midfield, John Obi Mikel. Chelsea's stretched resources saw both Ramirez and Raul Meireles missing through suspension, with John Obi Mikel tasked with anchoring the Blues midfield against Bayern. Mikel's career with Chelsea included just 6 goals from 374 games over an 11-year spell, and his final performance was another unlikely to be found on a highlight reel, safe and assured possession as he shielded the back line. Midfield, Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard captained the side in the absence of long-term teammate Terry, with the midfielder hoisting aloft the trophy alongside the suspended club captain as Chelsea exercised their demons of final defeat to Manchester United in 2008. The club's Champions League success was amongst the highlights of a record-breaking career with the Blues, one which saw Lampard become Chelsea's leading scorer of all time with 211 goals in all competitions. Lampard's silverware haul also had 3 league titles and 4 FA Cups amongst his 11 major honours, his achievement seen him regarded as one of the best English players of his generation and arguably Chelsea's finest ever player. Midfield, Juan Mata. Juan Mata's peripheral role at Manchester United makes it easy to forget just how good the Spaniard was in his first 2 seasons with Chelsea, winning back-to-back Player of the Season awards. Mata was coming towards the end of an exceptional debut campaign as Chelsea won the Champions League. The summer signing's wonderful delivery headed home by Didier Drogba for the Blues' dramatic leveller. His missed penalty in the shootout ultimately didn't cost his side as Chelsea were crowned winners, before Mata raised his level sensationally with 19 goals and 35 assists in a staggering 2012-13 campaign. Jose Mourinho's arrival as manager stifled his creativity and led to an untimely exit, but Mata's best performances undoubtedly came in Chelsea colours. Right wing, SALOMON KALOU. Another player included in the absence of some notable names, SALOMON KALOU was tasked with providing the industry missing given Ramirez's final suspension. The Ivorian worked hard down the right channel to help deal with the threat of Franck Ribéry, though it was not enough to earn the winger a new contract, as he was released following the final win. Kalou had been a valuable squad player during 6 seasons at Chelsea, scoring 60 goals in all competitions and winning 7 major trophies. Now 35, he is the 4th highest scoring player in the nation's history, with 27 goals in 96 caps, and most recently played for Brazilian side Botafogo. Left wing, Ryan Bertrand. Incredibly thrust into Chelsea's starting side for his Champions League debut, the more natural left-back occupied an advanced position in a bid to assist Cole in dealing with Robin down the Bayern right. Bertrand came through the academy at Chelsea, but failed to establish himself as a first-team regular, making just 28 league appearances before moving to Southampton, where he's become a fixture in the Spurs side over 7 seasons. The now 30-year-old was named in the PFA Team of the Year during his debut season on the South Coast and has won 19 caps for England at senior level. He now applies his trade at Leicester City. Forward, Didier Drogba. Has there ever been a player who revelled in the big occasions more than Didier Drogba? Chelsea's cup final expert sealed the club's first ever Champions League crown in style, powering home a brilliant headed equaliser to force extra time, before coolly converting the winning spot kick in the shootout. It was the Ivorian's final moment in a Chelsea shirt before a second season spell 2 years later. Drogba regarded as arguably the club's most influential player after a stunning career that included 4 league titles, 164 goals and an incredible goal-scoring record in major finals. Substitutes. Florent Malouda and Fernando Torres were the 2 players introduced from the bench during the final, the former perhaps unfortunate to see Ryan Bertrand included ahead of him given his contributions in recent campaigns. Torres arrived as the most expensive player in British football history from Liverpool in 2011, though failed to replicate the performances he showed on Merseyside despite some fine moments, including a goal in the semi-final win over Barcelona that led to Gary Neville's notorious goalgasm. Unused were backup goalkeeper Ross Turnbull, who collected his fair share of winners' medals over a Chelsea career that spanned just 19 appearances, alongside experienced stars Michael Essien and Paulo Ferreira. Di Matteo's options in reserve also included youngsters Oriol Romeu and Daniel Sturridge, the latter later becoming the first player to win the Champions League with 2 English clubs after success with Liverpool in 2019.